Mr. Toast, roll call, please.
Yes. Mr. Shi.
Here.
Mr. Vishal Patel. Ms. Pang.
Here.
Ms. White.
Here.
Mr. Romano.
Here.
Ms. Anjana Patel.
Here.
Mr. Lugo. Mr. Ronak Patel. Mr. Erico.
Here.
We have a quorum. Opening, oh, you're open. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law C 231, Sunshine Law, the Edison Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Board of Education offices. Copies of this notice were sent to the Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger.
Okay, so we're gonna go to closed session first. So be it resolved that, be resolved in accordance with NJSA Section 14 -12, the Edison Township Board of Education adjourned to confidential session. Can I have a motion to adjourn to the closed session?
Motion.
Okay, same time. So Joe and Ralph. I don't know whoever's quicker.
I got it.
All right, all in favor?
I'm 72, so
So-
I have to, you know, I mean, Ralph's a youngster.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go to the closed session, so we won't be back until probably 7 o'clock. Yep. Okay, all right. See you guys later. Okay, so we're gonna reconvene. Can I have a motion to reconvene to the open session?
Motion.
Okay,
Second.
okay. So Joe Romano and Vishal Patel. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So, John, it's yours, talking about budget presentation for the 2025, 2026.
Yes, so obviously the budget, or I shouldn't say obviously, the budget that the tax levy is going to in fact stay flat. That'll be our 5th year in a row, so that's 5 years running. I think that's a wonderful accomplishment of this board, to be able to do something like that. Also, we will run through the various projects that we're going to be doing, talk about transportation at the time of the presentation. That'll be at our usual monthly board meeting next Tuesday night.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I just want, anything else? That's a post-budget presentation? Yeah, we're gonna have here. Okay, so it's my comment, board president comments. So I'd like to thank the administration and John for putting this budget together. And as he said, it's the 5th year in a row, 5 years. Not a penny increase for the tax levy. No other school district was able to achieve this in New Jersey. No school district was able to achieve that. Today, this year, I mentioned before, even with the the loss, the reduction of state aid, and plus we have to offset the pre-K program, we're still able to achieve that. So thanks to the administration, and thanks to my colleagues on the Finance Facility Committee. So you're gonna see the detailed presentation on Tuesday. Thank you. So, Dr. Arorelli.
Thank you very much, Board President Shi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the Board of Education. My report tonight will be a review of the agenda as we prepare for this caucus meeting. As you can see under the administrative section resolutions, we have our Teacher Appreciation Week resolution, right, which is celebrated from May 5th through 9th. I have the privilege of working alongside of the best staff in the United States in relationship to teaching and learning. We are doing great things here in Edison Township. We have unbelievable support from our teachers who are innovative, who go above and beyond expectations. I can't thank them enough for the work they do, and it's a pleasure to serve as superintendent in this great place. And I know I also wanted to highlight that it is National Nurses Week as well, too, May 6th. Through the 12th. As a former elementary school principal, I remember the nurses' office as being the most visited hotspot in the entire building, not only because they are fantastic individuals, but the little guys tend to get a little bit more scrapes and bruises than maybe our middle and high school people. As you can see, also we have two settlement agreements that are on this agenda as well. Our annual approval of the Edison Metuchen lacrosse program provides access for all of our students to not only maintain a program, a competitive program, but invites the neighboring town to participate in and share in the responsibilities of those pieces also. As we move to curriculum and instruction, May is the season of field trips. As you can see, we have Edison High School and J.P. Stevens and Woodrow Wilson. We've got band concerts. We've got robotics. We've got Odyssey of the Mind. As you can see, thank you so much for the support of the chaperones as well as the individuals who supervise those clubs to make these things happen. Also, the resolution for professional development, the board's commitment to supporting the professional growth of all of our staff and administrators here in Edison Township. And last but not least, we have our pupil special services. We have our out-of-district placements, which are listed accordingly here. And we have approval of some of our professional services for the remainder of 24-25 in the event that those services are required. That's actually going to conclude my report. Mr. Shi, the majority of my presentation and discussion will take place on Tuesday as Mr. Toth and myself, in conjunction with the Board of Education, present the 25-26 budget.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to that. Mr. Toth.
Sure. So up this month, obviously, we're going to be voting on the budget after the presentation and public hearing is done. Other items on the agenda are monthly financial reports and minutes. Our contracts, you'll see there's a couple. We're getting ready to do, our summer projects, capital improvements, some paving, a variety of different work to kitchen line upgrades at EHS and new equipment, wiring, things like that, and utilizing our enterprise fund because we've done very well, and we're able to with the lunch program and then put money back into the program by making upgrades to equipment. So that's great. Procurement, we will be having a bid coming back from John Marshall School, so we hope to, as long as it's in compliance and below the budget, make that award. We have some change orders. One, the rather large one is for J.P. Stevens. It's an unforeseen condition when the contractor was working out there to remove the current tennis court. I believe there was another tennis court under there, along with some asphalt that had to be completely milled out and removed, and then they had to put a variety of different types of aggregate, base, and top coat. So all told, that change order is going to be about $358,000. Is that right, Will? Pretty good. I'm not even looking at it. We have some grants, and transportation is light, but we anticipate, obviously, in May with the start of school year, you're going to see a lot of renewals and bids going out, and hopefully to make awards in May. Thanks.
Okay.
Mr. Shi,
Thank you very much. Yes, questions?
that change order is over 300,000?
Yes, sir.
How's that going to affect our budget?
So the project, the J.P. Stevens project did have, if you remember, we got really good pricing on the financing when we financed it, so there was additional monies to cover that. And we always budget contingency.
I mean, we're talking about $400,000.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, savings. J.B. Stevens. Thank you.
Okay. So any other questions? All right, so, all right, I guess we're opening for public comments.
Sir, is
Anybody?
that public comments on the resolutions? Or
There's no
on-
resolution tonight. Next Tuesday is resolution. Just
Okay,
public
so
comments
just
for
public
anything.
anything. Thank you. I have, at the end, I will ask a question.
Okay.
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. I had my page open to $358,000. And my question is, why wasn't this spotted prior to this happening, that it's that costly because the one item was only 17,000. So that meant well over $300,000 to dig up and replace soil, which is concerning, is my first item. My second item, I'm going to play the devil's advocate as a resident of Edison. I was at a town council meeting not too long ago, and someone got up and had me thinking that the biggest thing is to keep the budget zero and flat, which is wonderful. My taxes won't go up. But knowing that we lost state aid, and knowing that there is a problem with the pre-K money, and knowing that at any time there's always change orders to all our construction going on, where are we losing is my question. What's being taken away? What's not being added? We have a huge employee roster that needs to get somewhat of a raise. It may not be the best raise in the world, but it's a raise. And knowing this, how can we feasibly keep it at a zero when there's progress going on in general? So I listened to what the woman had to say, and I thought to myself, it should be interesting to see what happens with the Board of Ed, considering all the construction going on, and I realize that there's other monies taken into consideration, but I just worry about what's being not taken into consideration. What is being taken away? I know my one concern is always special ed, and what are they doing to that department, or what are they doing to general ed, or what are they doing to all the different parts? You know, you can take a little here, a little there, and a little there, but I don't know if that's enough for us going ahead in a positive direction. So I just wanted to bring that up, because I'm on both sides. So if you could answer those two things, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. So I can answer your budget question. So what we are talking about is tax levy. Okay, that's the money we tax the taxpayers. The tax levy has been flat for the past 5 years. The budget has been going up. Okay, you will see the more details. This year's budget also goes up. So we didn't lose any programs. We're not cutting any programs. As I said before, there's no RIF either. So, John, you want to answer the question about the change order?
Yeah, the change order one, so I mean, when you look at something like that, obviously the tennis court was to be removed. Willie, the scope of that, if you understand, it's a large area that has to get unearthed. You're talking milling down, pulling out asphalt, whatever aggregate was there, and the soil has to all be replaced. And then, and obviously it's at a prevailing wage rate. So, I mean, it is pretty comparable for the spec of this. It's unforeseen because unless there was borings done, significant borings, and I think there were borings done. When the borings were done by, I think it was site engineers? They were fine. I mean, they didn't hit any areas, but once you started to remove the actual court is when, and you got down further and different areas is where they found it.
Dr. Ardarelli, you want to add anything about the budget?
So, just to echo Mr. Shee's sentiments, there will be no impact to teaching and learning in relationship to programs here. Class size won't be effective. Special education programs will run as they have in the past, robust. Staff will have access to resources, all of those pieces. A couple things without getting into a bunch of details. We got an extremely talented business administrator that puts our money in accounts that have yielded tremendous interest to the tune of $1 million. So that's one of the areas that we would look in the event that we needed to pull those funds. We have those particular pieces. And we work with our vendors as well, too, right? We're always looking to negotiate prices that are a little bit better. We're a large school district. When we increase capacity, when we're purchasing any software equipment, things along those lines, we want to make sure that the rate we got last year is a little bit better than this year. Right, without getting into
Yeah.
Too much? Is that
Yeah.
cover it, Mr. Shi?
Thank you. Yeah, I think the detailed presentation will come on Tuesday, so you will see more breakdowns about the line items. Thank you. Anybody else?
Mr. Shi,
Yes.
at the council meeting, there was a person that got up and asked a question about the road in front of John Adams. And I consulted with Mr. Colobas. Just to let you know that the person asked me about why is there no curbs in front of John Adams? And he was talking about an electrical system or a hot box in front of John Adams that was just installed. The box is situated in a way that there's a tree on one side and an electric or a telephone pole on the other. New Dover Road, isn't New Dover Road a county road?
Yes.
And that property is not Edison Township Board of Education's property, is it?
The road is not, no.
No, exactly. Now, from the edge of the road to where is Edison's property? Edison Township, no, Edison Board of Ed's property. Where do we take over and where does the township, where the county take over?
Yeah, I believe that's the case.
Because the question was raised at a council meeting, and I told him I would get back to him, and I actually did get back to him. Is there a way we could find out where or what that is? Because he actually has a good point. That is, whatever it is, it's a hot box or hot spot box. If somebody drove down that road either way, you know, north or south, east or west, whatever, and ran off the road and was unlucky enough to hit that box, just, is there concrete pilings? Is there, is it the township? Is it the county? And if it's a county road and then the county road doesn't have a sidewalk or doesn't have a curb, if Mr. Colobos can get back to me so I can get back to the gentleman to have a definitive, something that we could kind of hand off on. I'd appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. So, Dr. Arroyo, you want to?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Shi. Mr. Romano, I do believe it's 10 feet, but we will confirm with Mr. Colobus. We'll get you that information, without a doubt.
Thank you, sir.
And just talk about that, I think that's a switch gear, we'll put it in for John Adams. And I was actually talking to Mr. Colobus about putting those metal, what you call it, bollards on the side to prevent that from happening. And we also have a project that, to look at the traffic pattern of John Adams. We'll try to see if we can put another pass, to cut the current parking and put another pass to go around, so we can have a better traffic flow in that school. So that is being looked into.
Mr. Sheedy, Finance and Facilities is working
Yes.
on that.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's part of the thing that we talked about. Yep. Anybody else? Yes.
Anthony Mara, 5 Coletto Court in Edison. I'm here to speak about policy 5756. Policy 5756 allows is a policy that allows a student to change his gender. Changing gender will do serious harm to that student's reproductive organs. That student will not be able to have children in the usual way. Is that what we want to teach our children? We want to have children who can't have children? We want a policy that says it's okay to mutilate your reproductive organs? I'd like to think no. Then there's the suicide rate that goes up. Statistics are undeniable. Even the LGBT community doesn't deny it. We need a policy that replaces that with a policy that says we're going to support you in regard to the gender into which you were born. Born as a girl, grow up to be a woman. Born as a boy, grow up to be a man. Is there something wrong with that? I like to think not. That's common sense. The law against discrimination in New Jersey remains in effect. You adopt a policy like that, it doesn't vitiate, it doesn't do any harm to the law against discrimination. It's still there. If a student really wants to change his gender from boy to girl to boy, that student should be counseled about the risks. Suicide, not be able to have children the usual way. You think regret won't sink in? You think that student 5, 10, 15 years down the road isn't going to say, whoa, what did I do? I can't have children anymore. Does that occur to you? That regret will sink in? Do we want students saddled with regret? You know, the NCAA, National Collegiate Athletic Association, has changed its policy where guys can't compete with girls anymore. They did it on February 6th of this year. Some time ago, and it bears repeating, I sent every member of the board a video of a woman named Peyton McNabb. She's a high school girl who got seriously injured, traumatic brain injury, because a transgender student spiked the ball at her during a volleyball game. Is that what we want? Does that have to happen in Edison before we change the policy? Do our girls have to get seriously injured before this policy gets changed? That kind of thing, sadly, happens in a number of areas of life. Airplanes become better airplanes because they crash. Cars become better because there are crashes. Let's not have a crash in this regard, metaphorically speaking, please. And then guys using girls' bathrooms. I mean, I don't even know what to do with that. That has no place in schools, has no place anywhere. You know, I've mentioned before, and bears repeating, you can't thumb your nose in God's face time and time again and expect him to just ignore you. God says in the Bible, a man who remains stiff-necked after many rebukes will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. Stiff-necked as in hard-hearted, I will not change, I don't care what you say, I'm going to stick to my guns. It's not going to happen. God is a gracious God. He is a merciful, patient God, but you can't do that and expect him to ignore you. I mean, one of my favorites is the fifth commandment, honor your mom and your dad. Does anyone have a problem with that? That is a fundamental rule of society. Our criminal laws criminalize some of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not murder. Obviously, that's a crime. Thou shalt not steal. That too is a crime. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Lying under oath, perjury, also a crime. Somehow, the fifth commandment, honor your father and your mother, slips through the cracks. Why is that? Is it really honoring mom and dad to keep them in the dark, which is what policy 5756 says? Don't tell mom and dad that student is going to change his gender. Really? Keep them in the dark? If there's any parents on the board here, do you really want to be kept in the dark? I don't think so. God tells us there's only two genders. The Lord Jesus Christ said, have you not read that he who created them from the beginning made them male and female? And for this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. It didn't say 3, 4, 2. Male and female, that's it. Society lives by that rule, and when we start messing with it, big problems occur, and I like to think you've seen that. There is such a thing as right and wrong in this regard. The LGBT community is just flat out wrong. If you don't see that, you need to do some soul searching. And you need to look at objectivity. What's objectivity? Because they'll tell you till the cows come home that you can change your gender. The objectivity, God bless you.
God bless you.
Objectivity is found in a place that people look to for millennia, the Holy Scriptures. That's not a dirty word. Those words are wonderful. The Bible, the Holy Scriptures. As I said, some of the 10 Commandments are embodied in our criminal law. Please abolish this policy and do our children a favor and replace with a common sense policy. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Gail Lance. I lived in Edison for many years. I now live in East Brunswick. Good evening, members of the board and fellow community members. I am here also to discuss the proposal to rescind New Jersey Policy 5756, which has been a topic of considerable debate within local New Jersey communities. New Jersey Policy 5756 is an optional policy that was implemented with the intention of fostering a safe and inclusive environment for all students, particularly those who are part of the LGBTQ+ community. While the policy's goals are commendable, there have been several objections raised that warrant reconsideration of its actual effectiveness. This policy undermines parental rights by not requiring parental consent or notification regarding a student's gender identity or expression. Parents have the constitutional right, as stated in Title IX, to be involved in all significant decisions affecting their children. This is federal law, which supersedes state law. There are significant privacy and safety concerns regarding the use of shared facilities such as bathrooms and locker rooms, as well as allowing boys and girls sports. The policy compromises the privacy, comfort, and safety of female students under the guise of protecting trans students. There will also be serious legal ramifications concerning the policy's lack of alignment with federal existing laws, which will result in the loss of federal funding for Edison schools and place more tax burden on all residents. Edison has had policies in place to protect all students before Policy 5756 was adopted. Those policies are still in place and continue to protect all students from harassment, bullying, and intimidation. All students have always been protected. Policy 5756 is not necessary and has put more students in harm's way, as opposed to the goal of protecting all students. In light of these objections, I urge the board to rescind this redundant, unnecessary, and dangerous policy. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah, Matt.
Matt Ravnak, ETA President. Saddened to say we lost another one of our staff members last week, Mr. Brian O'Connor. Brian was a math teacher at J.P. Stevens for, I believe, a little over 20 years. Went to the funeral home on Friday, and it was nice to see the turnout, even former students that he had. It shows how well respected and loved Brian was. So just wanted to mention it, and rest in peace to Brian, and his best wishes to his family. He does have a daughter that's college age. In fact, she's graduating in a couple weeks, so just want to bring that up. The second thing, I sent an email today to Dr. Huss and Dr. Aldarelli, and it was about one of our accomplishments, J.P. Stevens. NJ.com just put out the top 21 highest SAT scores in the state. J.P. Stevens for traditional public schools is actually number 3, behind Milburn and West Windsor, Plainsboro North, and 16th overall, which included magnet schools and special academies and things like that. However, you got to look in, statistics can be skewed any way you want to skew them. We were by far the largest school, almost double the size of Milburn, and about 75% bigger than West Windsor, Plainsboro North. So I'd be tempted to see if we counted like our top 1,000 students, or in this class that took it, our top 300 students, how that would even elevate our scores higher. So it just shows again, while a school system isn't only judged by SAT scores, for example, but it is a significant factor and something that I think we should be proud of. So again, something that no one can argue the fact that number 3 is not a bad position to be in, especially since we're such a large district. The final thing I did want to mention, and thanks to Dr. Aldarelli, I know you'll bring it up Tuesday, is again Teachers Appreciation Week, nurses. If you don't know, yesterday was also Administrative Professionals Day, which was formerly known as Secretaries Day. So I know it's a day late, although I did send an email myself personally to all the secretaries in the district, thanking them for the great job that they do as well. you know, and all the other segments of our district that make the district what it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? See none, can I have a motion to end public comments?
Motion to close.
Motion to end and then.
Close and close.
Okay. Ralph, Mr. Romano. So board member comments, anyone has any comments?
Mr. Shi.
Yes.
I just want to elaborate that the routes, the schools in front of, around, be very careful. There's kids there. And yes, we do have construction going on at multiple schools. So if you see something, say something. I talked to Mr. Calabas 2 or 3 times about this electric facility, this hotspot or whatever. We try to keep a track of everything that's going on. When it comes to change orders, there's alternatives to change orders. So you have a change order, and then there's an alternative to the bid. And that's where a lot of the change order numbers go in. So, yes, in fact, there is change orders, but a lot of it absorbed or is absorbed during the bidding process. So I know you've seen, you know, it's this, it's that. A lot of it is put together during the construction, during the investigation. Core samples were taken at J.P. Stevens for that tennis court. There are other, we are really fixed in doing that. Now, a real change order was like, oh, we forgot to put a ceiling in? No, that doesn't happen. But the fact of the matter is yes, that was known about, we took care of it, and yes, in order to take and give an athletic component to that system that we're building, that component itself, I believe we're getting tennis courts. I believe we're actually getting a pickleball courts in that area. So we're doing a lot more with little. So please, I just want you to know that we are working diligently. Our planning, our staff is doing excellent work, and we very rarely come out to a problem. So yes, change orders are a big thing, but there's a lot of contingencies built in to the bidding process. So it's being worked on. We will have a final project or it will be good. And we're not shortchanging anybody. We're doing it the right way. So like this hot spot in front of John Adams, we're gonna check that out. Let's see what can we do. There's other projects that we're working on. So please bear with us, and to be perfectly honest, we're building, and we're building a lot. Our district is getting bigger. It's not getting smaller. So hang on, the rocket ship is taking off.
Any other board members? Yeah, Ginny.
Okay. I just wanted to mention that I did go to the J.P. Stevens play that was held at Edison High School, and it was Footloose. And they did a magnificent job. The choreography was outstanding, and the student acting was wonderful. You know, we're so proud of them. They work so hard, and they do such a really, really good job. And you know, if you get the opportunity to go to these plays, please try to do it, you know, because they do a really, really good job. And then I also attended, this one was at J.P. Stevens. Last time I talked all about Edison High. This one was at J.P. Stevens, and this was Cultivating Communities. And this involved the entire district, music, art, they did presentations. It was really, really a beautiful thing to go and see. Our staff, our students are just, you know, so incredibly talented, you know, and I appreciate going to these things. And, you know, we had such a good turnout. They were surprised, But, you know, I don't know why they would be surprised, because we had so many kids there, and just alone the parents, there were a lot of them there, so they did a really good job. And I would also like to congratulate J.P. Stevens on their SAT. That was really nice to see. Thank you.
Any other board members?
Yep, Mr. Chief.
Yes.
So I do want to make a comment on the budget cut topic, right? Yes, 2.7 some million. I mean, if you look at it in a silo, it looks like a big number. And easiest thing for all of us was to do is, okay, just increase the taxes to cover up the 2.78. But the approach we took is let's look at it holistically. 2.78 makes a little over 1% of our total budget. And I requested the administration to see where we can cut the costs and be frugal about it. And they're able to successfully deliver. So without cutting any programs or any other benefits. So just keep a faith in the leaders' electoral rally, and we'll keep doing the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other board members?
If you don't mind.
Yes, Chris.
Thank you, President Shi. That was good news shared, about the SAT scores for J.P. Stevens High School. But I'd also like to add, this upcoming Tuesday volleyball game, Edison versus J.P. Stevens at J.P. Stevens High School. And just want to shout out that game. This is going to be a very, very, very special one, because I know if I could speak, I'm at the JPS boys volleyball games, and that varsity squad has been ranked in the top 20 this year. It's a tremendous turnaround from last season. And boys, I'm wishing you all luck. Just one question about the budget, Mr. Toth. Has our with moving forward and keeping everything flat, that's great. But our capital reserve hasn't been affected, has it?
What do you mean by, so we are utilizing our reserve in the upcoming fiscal year 26 budget, so we're drawing $22 million out of that reserve in order to, obviously, to fund projects. So is there impact to the reserve? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Year over year, what is the impact?
Well, so this current year was about 22 million. This year was the year in which we're currently in. We took 10 million out. Next year, 22. I think the year before, I don't have it in front of me. I want to say it was like maybe 15 or 20.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Fair enough. You don't have it in front of you. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't want you to
That's
commit
like
to anything that's not in front of you.
the withdrawal.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Any other comments? All right, so I just want to echo what Dr. already said. Teacher appreciation and nurse appreciation. The recent article about the JPS ranked third public high schools in New Jersey is a test to how hard our teachers work, and our nurses. They see thousands of kids, in a year, thousands of them. I'm not exaggerating the numbers. When we get the report, it just, how amazing these people are. We have a limited number of nurses, and just pure volume. And I'd like to, say thank you to all the teachers, and thank you to all the nurses that's working hard in our school district. And administration assistant day was earlier this week. So I'd like to thank everyone that in the district, in the school, and the central office, were working hard to make our district better. And that's it. So if we don't have any more comments, let's adjourn to privileged session. So in accordance with NJSA section 10.4-12, the Edison Board of Education adjourned to confidential session for the purpose of discussing the following: confidential personal and board matters, pending litigation, student matters, legal matters, and board matters. Can I have a motion to adjourn to the privileged session?
Motion.
Okay, do I have a second? Okay, Mrs. White and Vishal Patel. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we might or we might not come back for the open session. So, if we do come back, it's gonna be probably a good 1.5 hours later. So you're welcome to stay, but you're more than welcome to watch the video as well. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna reconvene to the open session. So can I have a motion to
Motion.
reconvene? Okay, Mr. Erico and Mrs. White. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so, John, can you read the resolutions?
Sure, we've returned from confidential session to discuss professional related, so I shouldn't say professional related because that's not they're said in the law, but insurance brokerage services for next year. I have some read-in resolutions for the board to take action on. Whereas, the Edison Board of Education has by resolution approved a list of qualified vendors as a part of a fair and open process established and exercised pursuant to NJSA 18A:18A-1 ETSEQ and NJSA 19:44A 20.5. Whereas the board desires to appoint certain professionals. Now therefore be resolved by the Edison Board of Education as follows. Alamo Insurance Group is deemed qualified to provide insurance consultant brokerage services for risk management liability insurance to the Board of Education during the time period of April 24th, 2025 through May 31st, 2026, as set forth in the Statement of Qualifications provided in response to the applicable RFQ. Alamo was appointed as the Board of Education's broker consultant for risk management, general liability, insurance matters, and related matters as assigned by the board, its designee consistent with consultant broker's submission response to a fair, open, and competitive process. The resolution is adopted and shall be initiated as part of a fair, open process established and exercised pursuant to NJSA 18A:18A-1 and NJSA 1944A-20.5. The board secretary shall promptly, and in no case later than 5 days from the date hereof, cause a copy of this resolution to be served upon the insurance broker. I think that should say appointed broker. All previous resolutions and orders and directives of board employees or officials which are contrary or inconsistent with the terms of this instant resolution are hereby rescinded, repealed, and otherwise deemed ineffectual to the extent of their inconsistency. The resolution shall take effect immediately.
Okay, so that's one resolution?
That is one resolution.
Okay, so based on the suggestion for our attorney, we should vote each resolution separately?
I would agree.
Okay, so can I have a motion to vote on the risk insurance?
Motion.
Okay, Shannon and Ralph. Roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Okay. Mr. Erico.
Yes.
Mr. Lugo.
No.
Ms. Anjana Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Romano.
No.
Ms. White.
No.
Ms. Peng.
Yes.
Mr. Vishal Patel.
Yes.
President Shi.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Next.
We have another one. This is for our medical benefits broker. Whereas the Edison Board of Education has by resolution approved a list of qualified vendors as part of a fair and open process. Establish an exercise pursuant to NJSA 18A:18A-1 and NJSA 19:44A-20.5. Whereas the board desires to appoint certain professionals, now therefore be it resolved by the Edison Board of Education as follows. Acrisure, doing business as Doyle Alliance Group, is deemed qualified to provide insurance consultant brokerage services for the medical and dental insurance to the Board of Education during the time period of April 24th, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, as set forth in the Statement of Qualifications provided in response to the applicable RFQ. Acrisure is appointed as the board's broker consultant for medical and dental insurance matters and related matters as assigned by the board or its designee, consistent with the consultant broker's submission response to a fair and open process attached here too. This resolution is adopted and shall be initiated and instituted as part of a fair and open process, established and exercised pursuant to NJSA 18A:18A-1 and NJSA 19:44A-20.5. The board secretary shall promptly, and in no case later than 5 business days from the date hereof, cause a copy of this resolution to be served upon the appointed insurance broker. All previous resolutions and orders and directives of board employees or officials which are contrary or inconsistent with the terms of this instant resolution are hereby rescinded, repealed, and otherwise deemed ineffectual to the extent of their inconsistency. This resolution shall take effect immediately.
Can I have a motion?
I move.
Mrs. White, anybody second?
Second.
Oh, Vishal.
Mr. Errico,
Yes.
Mr. Lugo,
Yes.
Miss Anjana Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Romano,
Yeah.
Miss White,
Yes.
Miss Pang,
Yes.
Mr. Vishal Patel,
Yes.
President Shi.
Yes.
Motion carries. Third one up is for prescription-related services. Whereas the Board of Education has by resolution approved a list of qualified vendors. As part of a fair and open process, establish an exercise pursuant to NJSA 18A, 18A1, and NJSA 1944A, 20.5. Whereas the board desires to appoint certain professionals, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education as follows. Assured Partners, AP Keenan is deemed qualified to provide insurance consultant brokerage services for prescription insurance to the Board of Education during the time period from April 24th, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, as set forth in the Statement of Qualifications provided in response to the applicable RFQ. Assured Partners is appointed as the board's broker's consultant for prescription insurance matters as related to the matters as assigned by this board or its designee, consistent with the consultant broker's submission response to the fair and open process attached here too. This resolution is adopted by instituted and part of a fair open process, established and exercised pursuant to NJSA 18A, 18A, and NJSA 1944 20.5. The board secretary shall promptly, and in no case later than 5 business days from the date hereof, cause a copy of this resolution to be served upon the appointed insurance broker. All previous resolutions and orders and directives of board employees or officials which are contrary or inconsistent with the terms of this instant resolution are hereby rescinded, repealed, and otherwise deemed ineffectual to the extent of their inconsistency. The resolution shall take effect immediately.
Can I have a motion? Mrs. White, do I have a second?
Second.
Vishal.
Okay, there we go. Mr. Errico.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Lugo.
Yes.
Miss Anjana Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Romano.
The recommendation of the superintendent, yes.
Okay, Miss White.
Yes.
Miss Pang.
Yes.
Mr. Vishal Patel.
Yes.
President Shi.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Ralph and Vishal. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.